you mentioned it there, and a big part of your campaign obviously has been the bulk billing incentives, which you say your modelling says that it will get bulk billing rates to 90% by 2030. The AMA and the RACGP are saying they don't see that sort of uplift. So that voters can actually test this claim of yours in the modelling, what does your modelling say bulk billing rates will get to by 2028?
The AMA haven't always been great fans of the whole concept of Medicare. That's the truth. So we're not shocked that occasionally not every doctor comes on board there. But the reason why we are so confident is because this isn't some academic exercise. We, in last year's budget, tripled the bulk billing incentive for concession card holders, and what that has done is lift bulk billing rates up to well above 90%. Doctors under our scheme will go from getting, if they're in a fully bulk billed clinic, will go from earning around about $280,000 to above $400,000. The modelling that we've done shows that it will be in their interests to have fully bulk billed service. And throughout the country, I've got to say, I've spoken to doctors from Bridgewater in Tasmania to regional Queensland, Perth, Adelaide, who've said exactly that is their intention, is that this change will make that difference.
Your modelling must have a 2028 figure though, the percent improvement?
Well, what we've got is a 2030 target of achieving that, and it will go up between now 2025. We'll, of course, this is a measure that was in our budget, that was funded, and that's our objective by 2030.
Okay. First question from the floor, Michelle Grattan from The Conversation.
Prime Minister, given the increasing demand for government services and the softening of some aspects of the revenue base, will whoever is in government over the next 10 years have to take some action to increase the taxation base?
Michelle, we're taking our plans that we intend to implement to this election. What it will do, and it is a big distinction, we'll have not one but two income tax cuts, taking that bottom first rate, the $18,200 to $45,000 rate, from 16 down to 15 and then down to 14. We think one of the things that will do, and the modelling when we changed the former government's, the Morrison government's legislated tax cuts to make them Labor tax cuts, which by definition were fairer and delivered for everybody. Part of the modelling there showed that it increased workforce participation, that it would actually have a benefit for the economy as well. We know that the coalition is saying that they'll jack up income taxes, and they'll undo that and legislate for higher income taxes at the election.
Thank you.
Next question, David Crowe from the SMH and the Age.
Thank you, Tom. Thanks, Prime Minister, for your speech. In your remarks, you emphasised the concrete agenda, but I think for a lot of voters there's still some vagueness about vision, and I want to go to something specific in your policy agenda on that, and that's the critical minerals reserve that you've announced only last week. It seems probably a bit niche. It's a business initiative more than anything, although it's related to trade, but it is $1 billion in taxpayer funds. And in the last couple of days, one of the biggest producers of critical minerals in Australia has just totally slammed the idea. And I want to read the quotes from Amanda Lacaze, who's the Chief Executive of Lynas. I have to say that I'm at a loss to understand the policy. It's not going to suddenly make uneconomic projects economic. There's only $1.2 billion in this fund. Even if you put half of that towards rare earths, well, that doesn't even cover Lynas's full year production. So I'm wondering, did you not consult the industry here on how this policy is going to work? How can somebody who's a chief executive respond like that to this big idea? Does it suggest the vision is, in fact, a little bit too vague.
No, it doesn't suggest that at all. It suggests that if you have a policy aimed at any particular industry right across the board, you'll always be able to find someone who puts their hand up and says, yeah, I'd like some more government support without any obligations whatsoever. That's the way it works, let me tell you. And one of the things that government has to do is to support industry to grow, but at the same time look after the national interest. It is in the national interest for us to have a strategic reserve. That is something that I indicated very clearly as part of the plan that we had in response to the Trump administration's tariffs. It makes sense. Right around the world, what is happening is that people are understanding and governments are implementing policies, they're different ones, but the lesson of the pandemic is we need more economic resilience here. Our critical minerals reserve is a part of that.